Just a reminder to all participants to introduce yourself, give your name and the name of your organization when given the floor, and to speak slowly and clearly to facilitate the work of the interpreters. So now we move on to the Climate Observers Partnership, and they will be followed by Karakhal Pakistan News Channel.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. My name is Emin Huseynov. I'm representative of the Climate Observers Partnership, COP29 campaign established for protections human rights ahead COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan. We have extremely difficult situation with independence of the judiciary, democratic lawmaking, and rights to fair trial. To be clear and short, I would say for these three components even not existed, how they're supposed to be in Azerbaijan, even our country member of the OSCE, and we are member of the Council of Europe, which means we are under jurisdictions of European Convention of Human Rights. And it's simply enough to look recently for Committee of Ministers report, an alternative report produced by NGO Council for Azerbaijan is country number 1 from the all 46 member states by the highest numbers of unimplemented judgments of the European Court for Human Rights. And this is a clear result for country with a 30 years ruling same regime and with a 21 years membership in the Council of Europe during the presidency of the current president of Ilham Aliyev, not even applicable closer to the European human rights standards. Regarding the democratic law making, what I would like to say, we have already faced elected parliament, but it's not elected, it's appointed by the central executive power by President Aliyev and his administration. With this kind of appointed political puppets, parliamentarians, it's possible to making a democratic law-making process and rights to fair trial. If you go and look to the numbers of the politically motivated cases, again, and follow up these cases in the future, and which kind of decision made by the European Court for Human Rights, it's clear for us, for all of these victims of the human rights violations orchestrated by the ruling kleptocratic regime don't have even rights to fair and trial. By myself, I would like to remind you, I'm head of the organizations and several other human rights groups, and I decided to leave Azerbaijan 9 years ago and spent 1 year in the hiding in the Swiss embassy, like Julian Assange in Ecuadorian embassy. Right after the Swiss government managed to bring me out, President Aliyev illegally deprived my citizenship. Until today, I'm a stateless person. I've spent 8.5 years for strategic litigation to finish my court case in European Court for Human Rights. Unfortunately, even European Court for Human Rights, first time in the European Court for Human Rights history, find as guilty perpetrator head of the state and obliged to Mr. Aliyev return my citizenship. Until today, more than 1 year, Azerbaijani government denied to return my citizenship, and it was ironically response to Committee of Ministers on May of this year. For we don't think we need to return and implement these judgments because we didn't see interest of Mr. Emin Huseynov for he really need back his Azerbaijani citizenship. And my question to Azerbaijan government and to all member states:
Can I ask you to
what do you think
now,
my interest if I'm spent 8.5 years to get my decision from European Court for Human Rights? What is my interest to stay 9 more years as like stateless person? Please respond to these questions. I think